All right, Andy, this is hot off the press, baby. We're going to show this before the show. We got lots to talk about, but I got my hands on the Ghislaine Maxwell video that she talked to someone, a huge reporter. It's about to come out. She's at her summer camp, new prison in Texas. Here it is.
President Trump did nothing, at least in my presence, that would be cause for concern. He was always a perfect gentleman, a elegant dancer, a gifted poet. He spoke Cantonese fluently. At one point he threw a football 300 yards and it somehow boomeranged back to him. I saw a grizzly bear charge him and he delivered such a withering barb that it retreated in shame. One night Donald performed an emergency tracheotomy on Bill Gates, saving his life. He did a chiropractic adjustment on Stephen Hawking, and Professor Hawking was able to skip all the way home. The point is, the man is a saint, and I would like to not be in prison.
Hey, they're freaks. It's time again. Andy and Merlin, your cursed best friends. Flames rise high. Don't even try. 'Cause we're all gonna
All right, what you think about it, Andy?
I didn't know he fought grizzly bears. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He could just put his hand out and stopped it. And I love. Did you know he's such an alpha male? He could throw a football 300 yards and it can boomerang back to him.
That's an impressive talent. I'm surprised he never, played for the Cowboys or anything.
Yes, and women said he could actually do that with his own sperm. It actually will boomerang back into his face. Is that amazing?
That I believe.
Yeah, right. I mean, unless you watch Fox News, if on there, everybody thinks the main topic on there is Sydney Sweeney and her blue jeans, American Eagle blue jeans, where I have no clue what this is about. But if you're watching anything besides Fox News, all it is Epstein 24/7. Do you agree?
Yeah, I tried. I came up by, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but this whole concept where I wanted to do really short videos, watch Fox News and break down this argument because it's so ridiculous.
It is.
I haven't been able to make a video yet because I can't get through what they're talking about. It's just such nonsense that I can't. I get fed up with it so fast.
First of all, I forgot to even. I'm laughing so hard at that last video, and for all you don't know, and any MAGAs or trolls watching this, that's a fake video, okay? And this is Andy and Merlin. We are all gonna die. Episode 5. We're gonna call this one the Epstein's last dinner or last supper. Kind of like, they should have like Trump and his prophets or whatever at the Last Supper kind of thing. We should AI that one because apparently they're having secret meetings at the White House discuss the Epstein strategy. I don't know if you've heard about that yet or not. That's just going off the rails too, man. Everything is like comedy disaster in the making, but it's actually happening. It's hurting people, and I don't understand, Andy, because they're trying to use Ghislaine Maxwell now. She's the victim, but she's the credible one. And I guess whatever she says go, but she's already been convicted of this heinous crime. She was a culprit with Epstein. They were partners. They were lovers. And they did, she prepped these women into this sex trafficking world.
Yeah, I read and watched a few things about her background, and she's a very messed up individual.
I think sure.
It comes from the whole family. Her dad was like a psycho, and but they talked about her actually driving around looking for young girls to get for Epstein. She was so obsessed with having this one man's love and attention.
Yeah.
That she was willing to do these horrible things.
Yeah, she had sex with these women with Epstein too.
Yeah, it's just gross.
And so they're making it out like she's a victim. So whatever she says is credible, but she lied a lot of times in her the hearings and trials. So how is she credible? That's kind of like if there's a couple people who go around murdering people, one person's convicted, and now you're trying to try the other person. Now you're using one of the murderers who's in prison to say that this person didn't do the murders with you, didn't
Right.
kill you.
Right.
So I guess whatever she says is gold. So,
It is weird because I've been following Michael Cohen a bit. He's a perfect case where they did that, where he was convicted of giving the payment to Stormy Daniels, and they called him a liar and this and that. Now he comes out and he starts talking about the truth after Trump turns his back on him,
right?
And all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's a liar, he can't be trusted. It's crazy.
And he did some, they played up in the past couple of weeks. I mean, he even played it himself. I guess he's just disgusted what he used to be. He's like, this is my job. And he would make calls to people and threaten them if they didn't lie for Trump. I'll ruin your effing career. I will put you down. So people in Trump's orbit right now are even probably worse than Cohen was.
Oh, yeah.
So people are getting calls every day now, like people who are Republicans and stuff. Like, if you don't vote in the Senate for Trump's, Trump for his nominee, then we're going to ruin your life.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Just like Cohen used to do. Yeah. But probably.
Except probably worse. He's got more crazier people.
Right.
And they're not as even smart as Cohen is. These people are more just they're just going to be more henchmen.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's terrible. And then there was supposed to be the secret meeting, and luckily one of the reporters, because now there's not even really real reporters in the White House or the Oval Office or the press meetings. Are just, we've got Mike Lindell TV, AON, probably some social media people like Tim Pool or whoever, and people are going, man, I love your golf game, or you're such a great president, your honor, we love everything you do, and they're mostly just praising him than they are even legitimate reporter questions. And someone today, he's like, I heard there's going to be a dinner at JD Vance's to talk about the Epstein strategy.
Oh yeah,
did you hear about that?
I did not hear about that. I just heard about him.
That's been going all over the news now. And then JD intervened and goes, there's no dinner at my house. But it was going to have Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard, Pam Bondi,
all the gross people.
Why are they all having to be there for a dinner in JD Vance to talk about Epstein strategy? Why are they even involved in it? And then Trump goes, I hadn't even heard anything about it. Which that's a lie. They're having a dinner discuss how to protect you.
Trump is amazing at being president, but having no idea what's going on at all. Anybody asks him any question about anything happening in the news, he's never heard of it. He doesn't know what's happening.
But he knows what's going on. He's the one
absolutely.
To have it. Come on, man. It's really? And so they ended up having the dinner, I think, tonight at the White House.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, not at JD Vance's, because I guess a leak got out that the dinner was going to be JD's. He was hosting it. But I'm like, what kind of strategy are they doing? And how come they're talking to Ghislaine and she's now the victim, and now the victim, the people who are actual victims, are now the predators? And they haven't even spoken to the victims? None of them?
There's some things I just don't know what to make of. I just have no idea what's happening with these people.
And if you're pulling for someone like that, it's just you're sick in the head, man. You're just disgusting.
MAGA is the most gullible group of people.
It's a cult, man. It's officially a cult.
Yeah.
It is a cult. If you're now still into it and you believe this guy can do no wrong, you think he's going to have a great life, and he's going to create a great life for you with his now $1 billion cutter plane and his $200 million gaudy ballroom he's going to build, and now is now paved where it used to be beautiful rose gardens paved down, and his tacky gold paint in the White House.
Oh my God, it looks so stupid.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous. Like this guy has no taste. It's a rich guy with he's a rich redneck with no taste whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely not.
No style. And then there was did you hear about the leak about Pete Hegseth that they are going to eventually use the military against us?
I haven't heard this one.
Yes.
What's happening with that?
Well. I guess Pete Hegseth's brother, who's also in the Pentagon, kind of acts like it's leaked out. That
no such thing as nepotism with this government.
I know who also has. I think he's the only thing on his resume. He did social media. I think he worked on for Between Two Slabs on my collectibles podcast, and now he's helped running the Pentagon. But man, I mean, and then that kind of coincides with Trump saying he wants to now federalize DC because Big Balls got hurt, even though it looks very stagey and it looks like stage makeup. The blood doesn't even look real, and they apparently photographed in a car that says American.
How did Big Balls get hurt?
It was like 3 a.m. on the other night. He said a bunch of young teenage kids came and attacked him.
Awesome.
And trust me, if you see these pictures, man, at first it sounds like he deserves it, because he's a big ball. It's Big Balls. And I don't know, it seems like a plan in order for MAGA and Trump to federalize DC and put the military on it. And then once they do that, that'll be the first. And then, LA's next, because he says he wants to bring the military back into LA to get it ready for the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
So what's going to happen now? You and I live in Los Angeles. If it becomes federalized, then there's all run by military.
There's checkpoints and certain roads we can't go down. And
I'm sure, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be like martial law out here. Are you going to stay here?
I'm trying to get out anyway. You know that.
That's what when I run, we should just head and go stay with Alan and Serena in Ireland.
Well, I can probably get a job there at least, since all the productions have moved there.
I know that too, right? In Dublin, Serena's doing well because she's a food stylist. She works for Gordon Ramsay, and he moved his production there, so that was perfect time for her.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
So she's either gone there or flown to Paris to work for him. But yeah, maybe we should find jobs out there.
Maybe, but I don't know.
What are we gonna do? So anyway, what are you thinking about this whole Epstein thing?
It's very entertaining. It's nonstop. It's nonstop entertainment. Every day they try and spin something, and it keeps backfiring, and I find that hilarious. I can't believe, one of the things I can't believe is that MAGA people, they know for a fact that Bill Clinton did something wrong because he was on the plane.
Right.
However, this other guy who spent 15 years hanging out with Epstein, they can't wrap their head around that he did anything wrong. And it's just crazy. I hope it never ends, personally.
No, do you think because Congress ended like a week before vacation, their August vacation, and they don't come back till September. Do you think it'll die down by then in another month?
I think they're hoping for that.
And what do you think?
MAGA Mike Johnson was funny the other day when a reporter said something about them trying to shield the Epstein stuff and get away out of town, and he pretended like, oh, we're not afraid of anything, we're not afraid of what's in the files and this and that, but he's full of shit.
Do you think it'll still be fresh in everybody's minds when they come back in September?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, I'm going to say yes, but it comes with like a caveat. Yeah, it's up to Democratic Congress people. They should be repeating it every second. They should be tweeting out constantly about the Epstein files, and they got to keep it in the public's eye, because we know mainstream media will just go with the flow and move off it at any point they can. You know, what's the next big thing? I was watching a clip today with Mehdi Hassan, and he said like he couldn't believe that January 6th is not still a big issue. That the media has just like, oh, it happened. Trump pardoned all these criminals and traitors, really. And the media just moves on.
No,
like,
and a lot of these guys are getting, nominated in, for the White House for, political roles or like judges and things like that, like helping running the country. And these people weren't, there's some guys that said they wanted to kill the police and the Congress and senators.
Yeah, that guy, that's out of control. I can't believe that story.
Yeah.
That he's now works for the administration.
And what the hell, man? And then you've heard what today, talking about that, Congress recessed a week because they wanted to run away from the Epstein files.
Yeah.
And stall, and so they wouldn't be a topic. Whereas we got the thing going on in Texas now that's all over the news, where because Trump told Governor Greg Abbott of Texas he needed to take 5 seats in Congress in Texas. So he wanted him to gerrymander, redistrict everything. And Greg Abbott goes, sure, okay.
Yeah, that is really messed up. It shows a tremendous weakness in our.
And they're doing like
government.
mid-decade, like midterm, to it. They're like just changing the rule book. So that's not even really like legal to be doing. And they just like, sure, we don't even care anymore. And then they're surprised that the Democrats are retaliating. So they leave the state because that's the only way they can prolong this. And then hopefully it expires and they're going to get fined. It's not against the law or anything. It's not criminal, but there is a fine, like I think $500 a day for missing attendance in Congress and state Congress. Yeah. And but one of the Texas, I think senators or something, asked FBI to step in and say arrest the Democrats that have run off from Texas.
Yeah, or they're calling the seats vacant and like claiming they need to have a new election or something. And then
this is not a federal case. There's nothing criminally federal about this.
Right.
And so they should not legally be intervening, and that should not be happening because they haven't done anything wrong. What are they charging them with? And what are they going to do with them? Kidnap them? What's going to happen?
Send them to El Salvador.
Put them in a van and force them, like drive them straight to the Capitol with handcuffs.
Maybe I like anything's possible these days.
Part of me, I know it's kind of sick. I hate, but part of me kind of wants them to do it so people see how crazy these people are, because I feel like that would definitely help the Democrats.
Yeah. I could see
victimizing them,
Right. Yeah.
See how ridiculous this is gone.
It's possible, but
because it's already kind of happening with the immigration and deportations. People don't, when they finally see people in their communities getting attacked or kidnapped, kind of affects you,
Yeah, definitely.
And you see, like, wait a minute, you said you were going to go after the criminals and the gang members. You're going after, people I see at the restaurant every day,
Home Depot.
Or Home Depot, or people that I care about, or my house cleaning people, or my nanny, right?
Right.
Or my lawnmower man,
right?
My landscapers, construction guys. You don't understand, like, it affects everybody, or the people that work at my farm. They all have a name, and once you identify with someone with a name, that kind of affects you, right?
Yeah, totally.
I think if they start like handcuffing people and doing mean things to the Democrats, that's definitely going to have an effect. I mean, it's already had an effect. Actually, did you hear this as well? Who I think it was Jeff Duncan, the lieutenant governor of Georgia. He flipped today.
Oh yeah. I did read about that.
Yeah, wasn't he one of the people on the phone when Trump said, "I need 12,000 votes, 11,000 votes."
Oh wait, that wasn't the perfect phone call. That was just another phone call.
It was perfect though. It's always perfect. Yeah. Now this guy said he can't, look in the mirror anymore as a Republican, and he had to switch to Democrat today.
Yeah, it's an amazing story because when a Republican finds his conscience, that's what I'm trying to say.
I understand.
When a Republican finds his conscience, it's amazing. It's
right.
like a light bulb goes off, and they're like, "Holy shit, these people are horrible."
Yeah. But where's the rest of them? Tom Tillis in North Carolina, he did it, but he's gonna retire from politics.
Right. Yeah.
But he said from now on he's not going to vote for anything Trump anymore until he ends his term.
Good.
So that's good. So he's always the one Republican voting, against Trump.
The Republican Party has their own Joe Manchin right now. It's great.
Well, there's still like, who's it? Susan Collins of Maine.
Yeah, but she's useless. She's a pushover. She's like, you promise her something and you never have to keep the promise. She'll vote. Just promise it to her. She'll vote for it, and then you can backtrack the next day. That's Susan Collins.
She goes, I just want to look good in Maine, so let me vote against it.
Right.
Right.
That's how they do.
We have the numbers, right?
Yeah.
But if we don't have the numbers, then I have to vote for it, I guess.
Her and Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. Yeah. I forget what the last thing was.
They're scared.
All of American democracy will go down the drain, but she secured an extra $1 million for Alaska.
Oh, for the big ugly bill?
Yeah, so that's okay. It doesn't matter if the whole country gets destroyed, but she did something good for Alaska.
It's insane. So I don't know what's going to happen in Texas, but I am definitely rooting for them and all the people that are getting all the help. I guess what's his face in Illinois governor, he's been helping, so a lot of them are staying in Chicago. I think there's some in New York, maybe Boston, right?
Yeah,
with the Democratic governors there, correct?
Yeah.
So I don't know what the FBI is how they're going to evolve, like, because everybody's laughing. Like, they said they're going to help them locate them, but everybody knows where they are.
Right.
Are they going to get violent and throw them in alligator Alcatraz?
That'll be something. That's the next stage in the end of the American experiment.
What's going to happen when that starts happening? What are you going to do? Run?
I'm trying to run.
When do we separate fight from flight? When do we quit fighting and start flying?
I really don't know. There's got to be a moment though. I'm not really sure. I guess.
Who thought we were going to have to flee from the U.S.?
I'm ready.
Me too, man. It's ridiculous. And you notice, like, today is the beginning day of tariffs too. You know that?
How did those work out?
Not good.
I saw I saw a reel on Instagram by a Chinese kid.
Yeah.
Like actually living in China. And he says that the Chinese people love Trump because this trade war and these tariffs that he started is actually benefiting China.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
It's making more money for China. It's helping China build its economy even more. And so they love him over there. Like, not in a personal way, but
right.
They think he's helping their country.
And what do you think?
I don't know specifically about the effect on China. I know that the tariffs are simply punishing us because
our economy in general. Though, what do you think about the tariffs?
Oh, they're useless.
Why do you think he's doing this?
I'm not I'm not 100. I'm not sure. Really, it doesn't totally make sense. I think Trump's like, he has the bully mentality, and this is a bully move that I don't think he really understands.
He thinks everybody will just bow down to them because everybody's a yes man around him. They're like, that sounds great. They're all going to bow down to you. They're all going to be.
Yeah, it's like the bully move is to get them to submit.
Yeah.
The other countries to submit, but they're not backing down because they recognize that he puts a 10% tariff on a product coming from China.
Mm-hmm.
The company importing that product has to pay the tariff, and then they just increase the price to cover that cost to the American people. So the American consumers are the ones paying for these tariffs.
Oh my God. So you think...
And then he tells Walmart they should eat it? What kind of idiot would eat a tariff? Like, it just make their own company go down the drain.
I don't know. And then what do you think about his like financial guys, like Scott Bessent and all those people?
They're hacks. They're like my doctor.
They all, when they're being interviewed every single day, they all look like they're about to have a nervous breakdown and they're holding it in.
All I want to know about Scott Bessent is why hasn't SNL made him a character with Will Ferrell? Like, they're literally
I know, right?
He should be on there every time. It's hilarious.
It's just weird that he's got all these hacks who don't know what the hell they're doing, and it's really showing, and the cracks are showing big time, and we're only like 6 months in.
It's because to Trump, loyalty is more important than anything else.
And knowledge.
Yeah, you don't have to know anything.
And then how about the whole like statistic person about the job employment? And they give you the result, the stats, and then Trump doesn't like it, so he fires them. And everybody's like, dude, that is the dumbest thing. So it's really going to help the economy that you're going to hire someone who's just going to tell you to lie about the stats.
Yeah.
Who's going to invest in us? Which countries? Who's going to put their money in things if you don't even know? If you're just going blind now with it, you don't even believe the stats are going to be anymore because the people are lying. Obviously, and he's already telling his people don't trust it. But now you're going to hire someone who's going to cook the books.
Yeah.
What the hell?
See, I think the reason Trump doesn't want to deal with this stuff. He's only
it's going to make him look bad, right?
He doesn't care what happens to America. He's not loyal to the country. He cares about what he can put in his own pocket, and that's why I think when a reporter asks him about this issue or that issue, he never has a clue because he's focused on how he can make money.
Right. He's focused on going to his next golf course resort, wherever he's got to go. And so that weekend, the taxpayers pay tens of millions of dollars. And guess what? All that money goes into his resort. So he gets the money.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he's only vacationing at his resorts.
Oh, yeah. And the Secret Service that has to be with him.
Yeah.
Guess who puts them up? At Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
Yes, the American taxpayer. And where does that money go? It goes straight to Trump.
It's the biggest grift in the world. Oh my God. People who don't get this are just stupid as shit, man.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you people?
It's like the greatest thing was his first term, his first campaign that he won, 2016. The campaign's headquarters was in one of his buildings, and he like tripled the rent on the building for his campaign.
Oh my God!
Because he could make more money that way.
Yeah, and then you get rid of Medicaid, Medicare, get rid of kids getting food at school, USAID, helping people internationally with diseases, getting rid of disease research, getting rid of AIDS research, cancer research, because you think you're saving billions of dollars, but yet we're going to spend $1 billion to retrofit your brand new plane you got from Qatar, and for a $200 million gaudy looking ballroom at the White House now. I'm sure, they can't do anything about it, but I'm sure every president afterward wishes they could probably just mow that down.
Oh yeah.
Build a new rose garden over it.
It'll be interesting to see what is Qatar going to get for this gift, because they don't gift things to. There's a reason why it's illegal.
Yeah.
Because if Qatar influences Trump with a gift of a friggin' plane, they're going to get something. It's the same thing with Jared Kushner's $2 billion investment from Saudi Arabia. I want to know what Saudi Arabia got from that. But it's funny you bring up all the spending cuts, because did you hear about JD Vance's kayaking trip?
Yeah, another. It's just like, this is so comical, but it's at our expense.
It was fine to pay. We can't have poor kids, getting a free lunch at school, but it's okay to hire the Army Corps of Engineers to flood a river for better kayaking conditions for JD Vance's birthday. And
how much is that going to cost taxpayers?
I don't even know. JD Vance, he got a surprise role in the new South Park episode.
I heard. I haven't got to watch this. Have you watched the show yet?
I did watch it today. Yeah,
I've watched little clips, but I want to watch it its entirety probably tonight on Comedy Central. And of course, all MAGA. Kristi Noem's so upset, saying that it's boring. No one cares. Trump's mad. And JD Vance,
her face melts off.
But JD Vance seemed excited. He goes, "I finally made it. I finally made it."
Oh yeah! Wait till you see JD Vance.
Yeah, I saw her face melts, and that she has to get people repair her face, so she can get a photo shoot again. But this is unlike Stephen Colbert. I love Colbert Show. I love late night. I've been watching it every night, and I always did before, but. He's getting a lot of support afterwards. And I know the ratings weren't great, and that's if that's that's excuse, then that's valid. I understand that it was losing money, and but South Park, on the other hand, is the #1 stream show overall. Overall, it's making tons of money.
Yeah,
those two guys are getting $1.5 billion from making these shows now for this new season. That's like a world's record, isn't it? $1.5 billion?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Billionaires?
It's got to be.
From South Park? So they're making good money if they're paying these two guys $1.5 million. $1 billion and a half. Sorry, not million. $1.5 billion. These guys could pay for Trump's Qatar plane.
Maybe. No, they won't.
They can't say that no one cares about the show here, because obviously it's the highest streamed show in the nation.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the more attention, they hate it, the more attention it's going to get. Just like the Epstein files, right?
Exactly.
And they're going to run MAGA and Trump through the coals this season, I think. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I was thinking about that because in the past they've done sort of like one-offs. It's kind of like they write a season with these different topics, and then like when something big happens and they can comment on what's actually happening in the world, they'll throw that one in there. But this season, it seems like I'm like wondering, are they just going to go like scorched earth on the administration all season? That would be amazing.
That it's going to take South Park to take Trump down in the Epstein files to keep it fresh, because, like you said, the Democrats aren't working hard enough. There's only a handful, but they need to all do it. Like you said, South Park's the only one to keep it fresh every single week.
Right. Keep our eye on the ball.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, man. You got to just make them, because they're a bunch of betas in real life, man. Like, if you attack them, their tails just go right between their legs.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to attack them. Instead of going, be on the defense, you have to go on the offense. I mean, hell, Gavin Newsom's proof of that.
Yeah. The Democrats have a
rocket. is proof of that. What's his name? Pritzker from Illinois, the New York governor. I mean, there's so many people who show, even the that I love that new Texas congressman who's the preacher, the minister.
I'm not sure.
I forget what his name is, but he's great too because he really engages like the Christian community. But he did a thing today. I showed a clip.
What would Jesus do about a tax system that benefits the rich over the poor? What would Jesus do about a healthcare system that forces the sick to start GoFundMe pages to afford life-saving surgeries? What would Jesus do about an education system that ties a child's school funding to their community's property wealth? What would Jesus do about a justice system that incarcerates more people than any other country on the face of the earth? And what would Jesus do about an economic system that prioritizes profits over the health of our planet? Would he stay in his room and pray? Or would he walk into the seat of power and flip over the tables of injustice? We Christians are called to do more than charity. We are called to challenge the systems that make charity necessary.
Well, if he thought the book in the Bible was called 2 Corinthians, he might.
What?
It's the second book of Corinthians.
What's the second book of Corinthians?
It's a book in the Bible. It's Trump's favorite book.
Why is that?
I don't know. He wouldn't answer.
Oh,
but yeah, it's a famous Trump interview question when he was first coming out as a Christian during the first campaign. You know, they asked him what his favorite book of the Bible was, and
he's like both of them.
He said 2 Corinthians.
And I asked Jerry and I asked some of the folks because I hear this is a major theme right here, but 2 Corinthians, right? 2 Corinthians 3:17, that's the whole ball game. Where the Spirit of the Lord, right? Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. And here there is Liberty College, but Liberty University, but it is so true.
They're like, can you get a quote? No, it's too personal.
Which as somebody who
so personal.
Yeah, they did. They asked him, and he's like, "Oh, I don't want to get into that. It's very personal and this and that." Yeah, the guy doesn't know one word that's in the Bible.
Okay, you mentioned the Bible. You've been talking about how it's your favorite book, and you said, I think last night in Iowa, some people are surprised that you say that. I'm wondering what 1 or 2 of your most favored Bible verses are and why.
I wouldn't want to get into it because to me that's very personal. You know, when I talk about the Bible, it's very personal, so I don't want to get into verses. I don't want to get into.
There's no verse that means a lot to you that you think about or cite?
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
Even to cite a verse that you like?
No, I don't want to do that.
You're an Old Testament guy or a New Testament guy?
Probably equal. I think it's just an incredible. The whole Bible is an incredible. I joke. Very much so. They always hold up the Art of the Deal. I say my second favorite book of all time. But I just think the Bible is just something very special.
They know where Corinthians is, they're like, is that the Old Testament or New Testament? Both.
I grew up in a church.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I've read the Bible, and I have no idea what's in the second book of Corinthians. No one reads that.
Well, maybe Mel Gibson will make that his second sequel to Passion of the Christ.
Let's hope so.
The Trump Passion of Trump. Are you gonna go see that?
Only if it's made by South Park
in IMAX.
Yeah.
Although they need to do a MAGA movie, South Park. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
That would be the biggest Trump's penis has ever been if it's on a screen like that.
It's like my old roommates when I saw them observe a report on the big screen at Chinese theater premiere. He always complained about his penis being so small. And I'm like, dude, even on an IMAX screen, it was small. And I was like, but you didn't tell me you had such huge balls, man. It literally looked like a quail's egg in an ostrich nest. Poor guy. He's like, well, it's cold. And I was in a mall full of hundreds of people. I was like, oh, boy, poor guy.
Yeah, that would be a little uncomfortable.
You heard about the town hall in Lincoln, Nebraska?
No, what's this?
We've had this conversation before. As I recall,
why did you cut SNAP and healthcare research?
We do not have unlimited money in the United States.
We've got Medicare now. We can start rolling back the age 5, 10 years at a time. Would you support that?
We can't afford that.
Oh, well, they had another town hall. I guess what his name, Mike Flood or something like that.
I may have seen it because I did catch a couple town hall things when they were all yelling at him.
So anyway, Mike Flood of Nebraska had a town hall in Lincoln, Nebraska, home, of Abraham Lincoln, right?
Right.
And there were a lot of people. There was a huge packed theater. They were very angry. Everything you and I talk about, people are angry. They don't not liking deportations. They're not liking their Medicaid and Medicare being cut off. They're maybe losing 401k, Social Security, being lied to, avoiding the Epstein files and not releasing them when it's obvious. Like, why aren't you? You're not living up to anything you campaigned on, basically. And why are you supporting Trump? What are you going to do about it? And of course, he's like, well, Trump, they're like, no, he hasn't done one thing he's campaigned on. Like, what can you name? If you talk to one of your relatives who's a big Trumper and you ask them, like if I asked my parents, what's one thing Trump has done already that he's lived up to his promise that he campaigned on for the second term?
They would say immigration, even though he didn't really.
No, and it's being very violent and not trustworthy and very, very sneaky because they're not taking in gang members and murderers and insane asylum people. They're taking in people who are trying to get a political asylum at the courthouse, people who are trying to work in the farms or trying to get a job to feed their families at Home Depot.
Well, the problem there is the entire argument is based on a lie, and the lie is that all these immigrants are criminals and murderers and this and that.
There's 11 million of them in the United States of criminals, rapists, murderers, gang members, right?
Right.
And they over-exaggerate and they fed that constantly, like Fox News did that. Trump and all them, MAGA kept repeating that over. There's tens of millions of these people, criminals. Now they have to keep their word because they knew they over-exaggerated. The numbers were ridiculous.
Yeah.
And now they can't even get the numbers that Obama and Biden were getting. And they weren't even preaching this.
Yeah, Obama is known as the deporter in chief.
Yeah. And now they're just showing signs of desperation and just taking anybody who's of color off the street.
Wait till you watch South Park.
Oh, really?
It's right in that way you just said.
Everybody watch South Park, okay? And then also, please, we need you guys. We want to do this more often. We need y'all to subscribe, hit that like button. Please leave comments so we can get into not only your algorithms, but your friends' algorithms too. Because right now, the only people that we're in anybody's algorithms is Andy's mother and one of his friends, apparently.
By the way, the last comment you made about when you were talking about trolls,
yeah,
and then you said the only one that leaves good comments is my mom.
Yeah,
I cut that while I was editing. I cut that little clip out and sent it to her. She loved it. She laughed so hard.
But we're gonna do this. I mean, I had to go to North Carolina to tell my folks, and I don't know if you know that my mom's kind of getting dementia right now, and she refuses to go. That's the reason I'm bringing this in, because of they watch too much Fox News, and they don't trust their brains are mush. My mom's only 75 years old, and they're not trusting anybody anymore. She doesn't trust them. She hasn't gone to see the primary doctor, and she doesn't know when, and she won't go see the doctor. And I'm like, Mom, you need to get diagnosed, because you could have 3 or 4 different things.
Right.
And they don't know. It may not even be like dementia or Alzheimer's. It might be something else. Because I also read a thing on ChatGPT. It can also be UTI as well. That happens in women in their 70s, and they have the same kind of symptoms, similar symptoms. Yes. And you don't even know, but it could be something that's simple that could be easily treated. But she goes, no, I haven't gone. And my dad stonewalled me because they don't trust math or science or entertainment anymore or the arts.
You know, it reminds me of, I may have mentioned this to you like in past years, but there's this amazing documentary called The Brainwashing of My Dad. And it's really, really enlightening about what people are going through. They're regular people who get into this right-wing echo chamber and they become completely nuts.
They just, when I was in North Carolina, they watched it 24/7. And it was just like, I can't listen to this anymore. And they're like, you're not sitting down here. It's like, I can't listen to this crap, man. It's just propaganda. And it was like, oh my God, it's like you go on to the internet or any other news. I mean, yeah, we should be watching, but I'm keeping up so we can talk about things like this and get it off our chest. I think it's healthy. You go on Fox News, and all they talk about is Sydney Sweeney and her jeans and how. I was like, I didn't even know this was an issue. Wait a minute, it's not on any liberal or progressive news channel.
Yeah, the only news I've heard
a week later, and then I found out it was all manufactured. It was all by right wingers.
Oh yeah,
social media on X and TikTok, just to cause a distraction over the Epstein files.
Yeah.
And they're still talking about it. And they talked about like all day long. You think that was like all that we're talking about on progressive channels. You think that's all that the Young Turks or David Pakman or Bulwark are all talking about is Sydney Sweeney and her jeans because she's white, hot white blonde. And I'm like, no one's talking about this. But then they eventually talked about it because they were like, why is this a topic on Fox News?
Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason I know about it is from a story that said Fox News is going nuts about Sydney Sweeney in her jeans.
Yeah, and I was like, I didn't even know this was an issue. And my parents just like, I can't believe y'all woke people. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like who cares about this? Like, there's other, like, they have not, that entire day I listened to the news with my parents. Not one time did they bring up the Epstein files.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you ask your parents about the Epstein files?
Yeah, they don't know anything about it. They don't bring it up, man. They distract from it. They talk about other things. They talk about like
Obama.
Don't if you fold your toilet paper, you're a liberal. You're DEI, but if you wad your toilet paper, and wipe your ass with it, you're a patriot. You're a Republican. And I'm like, what? Really? Like,
I don't know if that's exactly true from personal.
No, I know I'm making it up, but that's what they would do. Is my point. They would make ridiculous news like that just to avoid the real news, just to distract. And then people who watch this 24/7 like, man, I don't fold my paper. That's for pussies. I'm a real, MAGA man. I wad it off. I wrap it around my fist, shove it up my ass. Like a real man, like a real pink alpha male.
Oh my!
So, are we going to have higher prices now because of the tariffs?
Yes.
Oh God, really?
Oh yeah.
Mark, we have major breaking news here. It looks like the FBI has sided with John Cornyn in his effort to get the FBI to go and retrieve these Texas Democrats who are right now breaking quorum in Chicago, Illinois. So first and foremost, you and I have spoken about the legality of this move. Obviously, it's not legal to weaponize the DOJ to do the political bidding of these politicians. And so how do you deal with the disparity between the fact that A, it's not illegal, but B, it's happening anyway?
Right. So look, I said in no uncertain terms that the FBI is not going to be able to retrieve these people, and I stand by that. Okay, that remains my position, and you will now all have it on 2 videos. You can go watch the last one where I said it, and this one you can bookmark as well. It is one thing for Kash Patel to go along with this charade that John Cornyn set up because he is running for Senate against Ken Paxton. So he needed to come up with some cockamamie
There's 2 Republicans
bullshit
shooting in
thing
Texas
that
right now.
makes it seem like he's, upping the ante. It's one thing for Kash Patel to say, fine, like, yes, I got your letter, and we'll do. We're gonna help track these people down. It is another thing, though, for the FBI to actually take affirmative steps to essentially kidnap these people or somehow arrest them for what I don't know, and drag them out of the state of Illinois back to Texas. The governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, has already said that, this won't happen on his watch, and I believe him. He's one of the big fighters for democracy right now. But there's also just like the practical reality, which is that these FBI agents, joined the Bureau to investigate crimes. And there just isn't a basis and a way in which they're going to get Chicago FBI agents to go find these people and then somehow literally throw them in the back of a van. Now I realize you're going to say, yes, Mark, that's exactly what this government does.
We'll keep an eye on that for sure.
I know, but I'm saying, could you imagine if they handcuff Jasmine Crockett? She'll come out slinging.
I wouldn't fuck with her.
No. She's a feisty one, and I hope she stays feisty. We need more like her. She's smart and has.
Do you believe Trump raped an underage girl?
I don't know. Who knows? But I wouldn't be surprised if it came out that way.
I think he definitely did.
Because why is he trying so hard not to show it? And if it was just all, and you've heard that they've only subpoenaed Democrats and then the Republicans that they hated, Robert Mueller and James Comey and all these other people.
Right.
We didn't find anything, and some of these people weren't even involved in the Epstein files. They were involved in the Russia hoax or whatever he's claiming. But now they're being subpoenaed, but he's not. Of course, he's not being subpoenaed, and nobody that is really involved in the Epstein files that are Republicans are being subpoenaed. But the Clintons are, like Hillary. What? Okay. So the Democrats, sure, go ahead, because we don't give 2 shits, If someone did something this horrible, they should, pay for it, right? Pay the price.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should not be covering up or protecting just because they're on the same political party as they are. You've still done something. You've done a crime, and you should, be responsible for that crime.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And pay the price. Pay for that crime. Doesn't matter who you are. You've done something terrible. Don't you agree, Andy?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, do you think? And this is all hyperbole. Do you think Trump is more than just involved or just had maybe knowledge of Epstein and his sex trafficking?
Oh, yes.
You do believe that?
Without a doubt, I think Trump probably slept with multiple of the underage girls.
Do you think he went to the island?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or even if he didn't go to the island.
At Trump Plaza or Trump Tower.
Or Mar-a-Lago or Epstein's house.
And can you believe it? The only thing he said, the reason he broke up his friendship with Epstein, because Epstein stole a 16-year-old girl employee who worked in his massage parlor at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
And everybody's thinking, how would you know that you had it's got to be a huge staff. How did you know about the 16-year-old girl working in the massage parlor at Mar-a-Lago?
Who wasn't there very long, right? I don't
that broke up the friendship.
Yeah, that ended a friendship. Yeah, he's completely full of shit.
You've got hundreds of staff working there, man.
Plus, I've heard Michael Wolff on many occasions.
Yeah, I've heard him too. What did he say?
He talk about seeing there's photos. He's seen photos of the topless girls on his lap that looked probably underage.
So yeah, it's do you really buy that? That's what broke up their friendship, because Epstein stole a girl from his spa. Do you think that was it, or you think there was something
Oh
else?
no. I don't know. I don't know what would be the real cause of their ended friendship, but that's definitely not it.
And what do you think he stole her for? Like, what was? Does you think Trump knew that what she was getting into when Epstein stole her?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But I was also thinking about. I just remembered the story about there was a house that Epstein wanted to buy,
right?
That Trump bought instead. Maybe that had something to do with the end of their.
Well, yeah, it was like $40 million or something.
Yeah, and then Trump bought it, and then like a year later, he flipped it and sold it to some Russian oligarch for like triple the money.
Right.
That could have had something to do with the end of their relationship.
Part of it, right?
Yeah, but I don't think the girls did.
But do you think there's a lot more things in Epstein files? How many people actually know? Do you think everybody that was at that JD Vance dinner tonight knows what's in Epstein files? And they're like, listen, we are dealing with a pedophile and a sex trafficker, but we've got to save his ass. What are we going to do? Do you think that's going on right now?
No. I don't know how the security works. Surrounding those FBI files, to think that everyone there has access to see what's in there right now, I don't think so.
But do you think JD knows?
Probably not.
You don't think he knows, really?
What's in the Epstein files?
Yeah.
No.
Akash Patel and Dan Bongino know.
Yeah.
And Pam Bondi knows. And I'm sure the other guy who went to talk to Maxwell, Todd Blair, yes. Yeah. They all obviously all know.
Yeah.
But some people think that JD's planning like a coup to overthrow Trump. Like he's planning like just to throw him under the bus and like I'll take over from here. That's a rumor.
That would be an interesting move. And it also would be a move right out of Trump's playbook. So that would be kind of hilarious if it happened.
And I also heard, I don't know if it's concrete, but I also heard that Trump is dropping the lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal and the birthday card.
Or quietly dropping it.
Yeah, you don't even hear it anywhere else. Yeah.
I'm sure he is. Because the second he has to get deposed about those issues, he doesn't want to talk about that.
Yeah, and no one's even, the media's not even talking about it.
Media is useless.
I know, it's crazy. Well, anyway, Andy, that's the end of our episode. Is there anything else you got to say? Oh, do you got some more of your history clips?
Yes.
Let's show one before we go off the air. What are you gonna?
How about we'll show the Battle of Britain? This is one I just did. Even though I'm way behind, this happened to July 10th or something like that.
Okay, July.
Yeah, the Battle of Britain obviously was during World War II when after the British were forced out at Dunkirk, the British kind of knew they're going to be coming from us soon, and it was the months-long bombing campaign of Britain by the Germans that ultimately the Britons won. Kind of, Germany didn't force them out of the war or surrender because of it, but it's pretty wild.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so let's show that now.
Okay.
On July 10th, 1940, the Battle of Britain began when German bombers flew across the English Channel, striking a British convoy in the Channel and bombing dockyards in South Wales. With the Germans occupying France and the British pushed out at Dunkirk, the British knew it was only a matter of time until German troops set their sights across the English Channel. The British had two major advantages over the Germans. They had fewer fighters, but had an effective radar system making a surprise attack out of the question, and they had better quality aircrafts, capable of outmaneuvering German fighters. Although the German fighters lacked the bomb load capacity to do the damage necessary to force a British surrender, the bombing campaign continued for 3.5 months, testing British civilians' will to fight. 23,002 British civilians lost their lives, another 32,138 were wounded, and 1,542 British pilots were killed. the German pilots suffered many casualties as well, with 2,585 killed and another 735 wounded. Ultimately, the Germans were unable to achieve air superiority over Britain and were forced to call off the planned invasion in October of 1940. The Battle of Britain was the first major defeat of the Germans in World War II.
No one has done more for history than History in Minutes Daily.
Okay, so anybody check, Andy, where can we check out your videos for your history videos?
History in Minutes Daily.
All right, so on YouTube. Are you on Instagram as well?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I would say go to my YouTube is the easiest way.
Okay,
I got a link tree. You can find everything.
I love it. Okay. Oh, also, I forgot to tell you, last weekend I went to the COSM in Los Angeles. I wanted to tell you at the beginning. I totally had a brain fart, and now I remembered it. So I want to make sure I share this story with you, okay, in the audience. That I went to the COSM on a Saturday, and I took our buddy Zach.
Oh no.
For wrestling.
I bet that was wild.
Because we talked about pop culture, right? So it was night one of SummerSlam. It was the first time they're doing a 2-night event. And it was in New Jersey at the Meadowlands where the Giants and Jets play. Let me tell you this story because when we got there, it only took like 15 minutes to get there. When we got there, and I already had free parking at the COSM, and it's, next to SoFi and then Intuit Dome and the Forum. All of a sudden I see these scantily clad raver girls everywhere. I mean, young kids, right? Young, wearing nothing. And I'm like, what is going on here? And then it dawned on me like, oh my God, it's hard summer. and of course we're just like, our eyes are popping out like a Tex Avery movie, like the mask, our eyes. It is like pasties and thongs. It's just like I went to the first 10 years of hard summer, and I don't remember women wearing this less.
The times have changed, my friend.
It was just basically, I've seen strippers wear more clothes. And so we go there, and look, it took like an hour to get 5 parking lots. I had to get rerouted and everything. And it was just it was just 3 p.m. in the afternoon. In LA, and it's just tens of thousands of people just pouring in. There must be like over 100,000 people at this thing. This is 3:00. We go into, and then after we leave, like the show, it ends at 4.5 hours later. When we come back out, it's still tens of thousands of people pouring in at like almost 8:00 at night.
Oh my God.
And you're just like, oh my God. And then when we leave the COSM after SummerSlam, there's like 2 little boys next to me, like 11 and 12, 2 little like pudgy kid boys. And as soon as we come out, they're coming out with their mother, and we're behind a bunch of girls who have nothing but pasties on. You can see them behind their shirts, and they're wearing nothing but thongs. And one of the girls starts to take her shirt off, and her friend goes, "Wait till we're inside." You don't show your pasties too soon.
Yeah.
And literally, these boys are so tiny, like their eye level is where all the girls' asses are. Okay.
Right.
Even though these girls are about 5 feet tall, right? And these boys, when they're coming out of SummerSlam, I guess they're upset because CM Punk lost to Seth Rollins,
Yeah.
But they go from like a sad face or smirk, like the biggest grin of their like ear to ear. They're just smiling like. And I look down and I just start laughing, man. I just laughing. And then they just look up at me like busted. And they're like, it's worth it, man. It's worth being busted. Like, and I was like, one day you're going to be there, my buddy. And they're like, I'm going to go to hard summer. Oh my God. It was just like epic. I wish I could recreate that scene, in a movie or TV show, because it was priceless, man. To capture those 2 boys looking at the girls' asses were just incredible. Then, and I don't know if you know this or not, when SummerSlam started, they showed, I guess Triple H, Paul Levesque, who's Vince McMahon's son-in-law, because he's married to Stephanie McMahon, their daughter, Linda McMahon, and who's Linda McMahon associated with? She's Secretary of Education, Donald Trump. So I guess Paul Levesque and Lawrence Taylor the child predator himself, who should be, probably on your Citizen app, going to, this President's Fitness thing. Shouldn't be at schools, but he's part of it. And they showed the signing of it with Donald Trump this past week. They showed that at the stadium and at the COSM. At the COSM, I couldn't even hear what was going on because it was packed. Even though people had to fight to get through hard on summer, everybody made it to the COSM to watch SummerSlam. Everybody was booing Donald Trump on the big screen and him signing this President's Fitness thing. Did you do that too when you were a kid? We had to do that.
Presidential fitness thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
People were booing, so I didn't get to hear what the real crowd. Then I come home and it's all over YouTube. Like entire 60,000 people at Meadowlands Stadium were booing Donald Trump.
Nice.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, that was really happening there too. I was hearing it at the COSM, but it was actually happening at the stadium as well.
Wow.
And these are, this is WWE. This is Macho Man Hulk Hogan people, right? And he just died, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You think this is going to be, blood red people here, right?
They're turning on him.
You think?
I think so. I think it's happening slowly, but it is happening. I've come across several videos of people admitting their love of Trump. It's over for them. That they were MAGA and they voted for him, and they're done.
And he hasn't lived up to one campaign promise at all.
Exactly.
He hasn't ended any wars. Economy is not better; it's worse. The wars are worse. Starting these stupid tariffs and
rounding up Americans and shipping them out
everything, but yet he's got a brand new $1 billion plane and he's building a ballroom. And he's making millions off crypto, right? It's all about him.
I hope if we get a next president, first action is to tear down the stupid ballroom.
Tear down the walls. Tear down the wall. It's true. So maybe who knows what's going to happen next week. I don't think he'll make it for a third term. I don't know if he's even going to make it this term.
I hope there won't be a third term. The only way he'll stay in office is if he kills the Constitution completely.
I think there's going to be more of him roaming around on the White House roof. For sure. Not knowing why he's up there. I think that's going to be happening a lot. He's just going to be an angry, senile old man. I think Mike Wolf even said, I did hear the interview today. They said, how do you think this term is going to end? They said, in tears. And they asked, whose tears? They said, Trump's tears. That's what Mike Wolf said. So we'll see, right?
We will see.
Okay, so this is episode 5. This is Andy and Merlin. We are all going to die. Make sure to subscribe to We Are All Gonna Die channel, and leave some comments and hit that bell button, right, Andy?
That's right.
Check us out. We'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye
freaks. It's time again. Andy and Merlin, your cursed best friends. Flames rise high. Don't even try. 'Cause we're all gonna